So I work at an advertising PR firm, creative communications, they're all the things. It's called Day One. And what do I do as a people experience consultant? I kind of wear a lot of hats. I don't just do one thing. But essentially, as a consultant, you're brought in to help with an array of projects or issues, problems that kind of arise in the company. I work as an extension of the people team. So when you think of the culture of a company, the place, like how it functions, what it looks like, what they offer, when you think about performance reviews, how you grow in your career, when you think about the tools and skills that you need to succeed and how you learn and grow, I kind of help with all of that. So, named like a few hats there, but essentially, I kind of help make sure all of these things happen in a company and that they run smoothly and efficiently, effectively, so that people can learn and grow in their careers in the company, that they feel safe, that they feel heard. Culture is a big part of it. So, like, when you think about Graham Wyndham, like what makes Graham Graham, the people team is behind a lot of that. I help put on a lot of those sessions, like figuring out what people, sorry, I'm like blanking, what people are like wearing, what we eat, what we do. A lot of that kind of goes into the background of what makes a company, itself. So as the consultant, I'm brought in to help make sure all of these things run really smoothly. Right now, I'm helping a lot with performance reviews. I'm helping a lot with L&D, so how are we training folks, learning new skills, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Why did you choose this company?
I started out, I went to college as an undergrad, and I got my BA in psychology, and I just really like connecting with people. I first thought that I wanted to be a psychologist, like when you go in and you actually talk to someone and figure out, like all your issues and problems, and like I'm here to help. And then I figured out that that career path takes about 12 years, and that's not what I wanted to do anymore. And I didn't have the resources to do that anyways. So I started working a bit. One of the places that I interned was here at Graham Wyndham. And I worked in nonprofit for a while, so helping in the human service field, which is a lot of what Graham does as well. And it was really cool for about 6 years, but then I felt a little stuck, and I was like, I'm not helping in the way that I wanted to. So I went back and I got my master's in IO psychology, which is industrial organizational psychology. It's a mouthful, so I'll just say IO from here on out. And that is helping people in companies. So kind of like what I was saying before, like figuring out people's growth, figuring out how they connect and how to effectively talk and work through problems at an org. That's how I wanted to help people. That career path for me took 2 years. So I got my master's in 2022. And yeah, that kind of led me to why I wanted to do this. I figured out a new kind of path within psychology, and that brought me here. When I first came on, you don't really know how someone works yet, and you don't really know the makeup of a company because you're new to it. So when I first came on as their people consultant, I didn't really yet know the fibers and what makes day one. So working on projects, for me, it was a lot of back and forth. My boss would give me something and she'd say like, hey, can you give us like a rundown of this project? And I would hear one thing and then I would produce this result and she would tell me like, oh, that's not really what I wanted. And then we would go back and forth a lot. And then I was realizing that I didn't actually understand the way that she worked. So I would just ask a lot of questions. I would ask for a lot of feedback. So I'd say feedback is super important. In that failure of like me not really understanding what was being asked, I kind of went back to the table and just said like, okay, here's what I think is being said, here's what you're saying, am I hearing you correctly? And through that, we kind of worked through and then we got aligned. So I'd say just practice asking those questions and asking for a lot of feedback.